Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Chris Wynn in studio. A reminder again, Michael Avenatti, as Fox News like to call him, the creepy porn lawyer, will be joining us on Wednesday. Derek Stevens, the owner of the D, in studio tomorrow with Ron Fuchel. I brought up Tiger Woods, right? The fact that Donald Trump decided to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award. Keep in mind, this is a golfer that for years played at Augusta National when they did not allow African Americans or women to play on that golf course and did nothing, utterly nothing about it. This is the guy that deserves an award. Let's take some phone calls. 257-5396. Again, that number to call, 702-257-5396. You want to give Tiger Woods an ESPYs award, go ahead, for Comeback Sports Story of the Year. But Medal of Freedom, give me a frickin' break. Let's go to Alan. Alan, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take and waiting patiently on hold. How are you? Alan, are you there? Thank you for not waiting patiently on hold. 257-5396. Let's go to Gary. Gary, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, Gary?
What's up, Gary?
I'm here, kind of. I just wanted to say I don't believe, like some right-wing people, that Donald Trump is a shoo-in. He's going to win. I'm not so positive about that because by the time 2020 comes around and we keep talking about all these investigations and on and on and on, between that and severe weather, we have some floods and some more tornadoes. People are going to get scared and think maybe God has something to do with it, or the weather is changing and Donald Trump's policies.
Hey, Gary, you brought up God. I want to ask you a question because I think that My Pillow guy, does he advertise with us? No, he doesn't, right? Okay, that guy is another complete imbecile. Okay, at the Republican convention, was it, where he got up on stage, the My Pillow guy. By the way, his pillows are a fraud, by the way, a complete and utter fraud. You can buy a $5 pillow. It's just as good as those pillows.
Is that Ron Popeil?
I don't know what his name is, but he
it's
said
Mike something, right? Michael.
Gary,
Mike or Mike
yeah, I don't know what his name is. I call him a fraudster. But anyway, Gary, he said that Donald Trump is our president from God. God gave us Donald Trump. What do you think about that? No, I didn't say you said that. I'm saying I didn't say you said that. I'm saying the My Pillow guy said that. What do you think about that statement? I'm asking you.
Well, I've heard some of them, Steven Sanchez and a lot of right-wing people believe God has something to do with it. And I'm not sure, but I know one thing. An idiot like Kim Jong-un only has to shoot up a couple more intercontinental missiles and make Donald Trump look like a fool. And at this point, and he could have a lot to do with Donald Trump losing.
Gary, are you feeling okay today? You're starting to make a lot of sense. You're starting to scare me. Is everything all right?
I'm depressed, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
I need more to drink.
Okay.
I was going to say he sounded very sober on the air here, Gary.
Gary,
you haven't made a run to the 12-pack yet.
Gary, this is a very good
24-pack.
Gary, I'm proud of you. This is a very good phone call.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you.
just nursing some butt.
This is easily Gary's best phone call.
Right. Thank you for the call, Gary. I
Great
appreciate
call, Gary.
That was unusually good. I was shocked to hear that.
Well, it's what, 6:40? I think towards the end of the show.
Give him a few hours.
Yes. I myself, along with Gary, are not on board with you, Shap, and as well as JD, that Donald Trump is some shoo-in for 2020.
I didn't say he was a shoo-in.
Well,
Why did I say he was a shoo-in?
You guys were insinuating
no, JD was saying that.
There was a great chance
I've said it for 3 months
that he was going to be reelected.
Okay, let me be
clear.
clear.
That it's going to be a landslide in 2020.
As Barack Obama said when he was president, let me be clear, okay? I never said it was going to be a landslide. I would just say, if I'm a betting man, if I had to bet right now, I would bet Donald Trump will win in 2020. And I believe the only way he loses is if he doesn't want to win. If there's something that, somebody in his ear.
I would absolutely, completely disagree with that.
Who's going to beat him then? Who's going to beat him?
Absolutely. Either Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, without question.
You think Kamala Harris.
And it has nothing to do with Kamala Harris or Joe Biden. Just like in 2016, it had nothing to do. It wasn't a major issue because of Russia meddling. That wasn't a main reason why Donald Trump won. Donald Trump won because of states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Okay, and by the way, he won in Michigan by, I believe, I want to say 450 to 500 votes.
He was the first politician to ever embrace social media and use it to his advantage. He was
without question.
And he is a marketing genius, and he was a marketing genius in that election.
And he had some help from people like Kellyanne Conway, others who were instrumental for him
let's
as well.
Get back.
Females.
Let's we can revisit this.
I know, it's a long story.
I want to get back to the man who slept with half of Las Vegas, and that is Tiger Woods. Okay, Tiger Woods got the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award today.
It's a joke.
It is a joke. It is an utter. Now, like I said before the break, and I want to take some phone calls on this. If the ESPYs, if it was a sports award, comeback of the year award, absolutely, he absolutely deserves that. But this is a different type of award. It's called the Presidential Medal of Freedom for a reason. Okay? Now, I know he does his Tiger Jam every year, and I know he does some charity stuff. Keep in mind, this is the guy who is going to go down as probably the worst tipper in the history of the world, okay? That's number one. Number two, look at the way he treated his family. Look at the way he treated his ex-wife. Look at the way he lied and lied and lied to the media continuously. Okay? This is also a guy who had substance abuse issues. This is also a guy who, in my opinion, and again, allegedly, in my opinion, I believe absolutely 100%, in my opinion, that he cheated, that he took PEDs. When you look at the way his body broke down, not normal for a PGA Tour golfer. All that aside, let's just know, what we know for sure about Tiger Woods. Scumbag, liar, cheater. The way he treated women. Listen, I know firsthand, not because he cheated and had relations with me, but I absolutely know at least one woman that I used to live with, okay, that dated Tiger Woods for a year. And I know she wouldn't lie to me, and the stories she told me and the voicemails I heard and so on and so forth. I know the type of man this guy is. He does not deserve an award. And the sad part about this is Donald Trump and Tiger Woods are friends. And if Tiger Woods comes in second place at Augusta National, Trump probably doesn't give him this award.
Brian, you're making this way too complicated, okay? We all understand his personal life, and a lot of the setbacks in his personal life were all because of him, because of mistakes that he made, right? And I put it to you this way. Brian, what do you think the motivation was for President Trump to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
2020 election.
No. What was the motivation for President
Winning
Trump?
the Masters.
I'm asking you the question. What was the motivation for President Trump to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom?
I think a couple of things. First of all, Tiger Woods has never said anything negative about Donald Trump. He supports Donald Trump, it appears to me, number one. Number two, they're friends. They play golf together. He won the Masters.
So those are ridiculous. No, I think you're right. You're absolutely right. But they're ridiculous reasons to give somebody the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
I think it's because Donald Trump wanted his name with Tiger Woods' name.
Absolutely.
Because Donald Trump likes him to some Donald Trump, and Donald Trump loves him some golf.
And JD and I agreed on this. He likes to bogart the spotlight, right? He likes to take a little piece. Tiger Woods getting some love because he won the Masters, and the president because he's such a malignant narcissist. Okay, and nobody can argue with me on that. When it comes to narcissism, this guy is the king of kings. Okay, and he wanted a little bit of the spotlight, and so now he had the opportunity. He's side by side with Tiger Woods today, giving him that medal.
What do you guys think about the narcissist in chief giving Tiger Woods an award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom? What do you think about that?
That being said, Obama did issue a lot of those.
We'll talk about that.
I think almost 150.
We'll talk about that.
It's not unusual.
Let me give out the number to call if you want to be a part of this conversation. 257-5396. Again, that number to call if you want to be a part of the conversation. What do you think about Donald Trump today giving Tiger Woods the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Again, that number to call, 257-5396. And I am going to say it again. This is an utter disgrace. In my opinion, this is the President of the United States embarrassing the country. Once again, you look at all the great people in this world that do so many good things for so many good people, so many great things. The people who save lives, the firefighters, the police officers, all the people throughout the country that do. How about that kid who lost his life a couple weeks ago in the shooting at the North Carolina Charlotte? What about his family, what they're going through right now? That kid was a hero. He lost his life for it. And, what I'm trying to say is if he didn't lose his life, I wish he was still here with us. Those are the type of people that we should be giving awards to, the people that are fighting the wars out there, okay, that are risking their lives, that put their lives on the line. There's plenty of stories all the time.
I think, and we went over this, but he didn't sign up for that. He wasn't enrolled. He wasn't in the military. He didn't. Talking
about Donald Trump?
I'm talking about the kid from North Carolina that stepped in front of that attacked the gunman.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Mr. Bone Spurs.
No, not Mr. Bone Spurs, and that's ridiculous. But no, I think that his family somebody in his family should definitely receive that award because
absolutely, man.
That to me is the definition of medal worthy.
I agree. Number to call again, 257-5396. Again, that number is 257-5396. Let's start off with Marge on this one. Marge, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
You're welcome. Several points. One on the whole Tiger Woods thing.
Yes.
The minute that he won, the whole golf world kind of exploded, and even the stock of golf-related companies went up tremendously. Now, who has a lot of golf clubs that he owns? Mr. Trump.
Right.
So it's kind of cushioning his own pocket because everybody gets interested in golf again. It's kind of been dead for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And so as a result, he's going to have more people that are interested in playing at his clubs.
That's an interesting point. So you're saying
joining,
it's financial gain for him, and then that's possible. I'm not going to rule that one out. I believe he's taken advantage of it when he's the president when it comes to all the other business entities, the Trump name, and so on and so forth. So that I wouldn't put it past it. No way. Yeah, I agree.
Do you have if Trump kept in mind that I own 15 golf courses and maybe this is going to increase my bottom line by 25-30%? Do you have a problem with that, Brian or Chris?
I don't have a problem with
if that's part of the logic
America,
behind
we live in a
and he's a capitalist, and that's okay.
He's a capitalist, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. But the issue here is the motivation behind giving him an award like that, right? Mm-hmm. It's not because he's done something in his personal life. It's not because Tiger Woods is some public servant who's been absolutely deserving from a standpoint of his personal life. His personal life, the mistakes that he's made and the trials and tribulations he's gone on in his personal life are all self-induced. It's all because of his problem. Now, look, from a sports standpoint, it was a cool story that he's had injuries in his past. And Brian brought up, of course, the issue of PEDs and things like that. But, from a standpoint of he was hurt, we never thought he'd get back to that level, and then he wins it. I get that. But does that merit a Presidential Medal of Freedom? No. Absolutely not. I mean, I asked this question to everybody. What if he finishes in second in the Masters, right? Does Donald Trump still give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom? Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. Right?
Marge,
no way.
That's a good point. Marge, I just think this is another example of somebody who has kissed Donald Trump's ass, who's never said anything negative or criticized him in any way, shape, or form. And it's Donald Trump. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Exactly. And the other thing that you brought up earlier about Mueller and his testimony.
Yes.
Yeah. Right now, Trump is saying, well, it's up to Barr. But Mueller is soon going to depart the Justice Department. He's going to be a citizen just like you and I, and is free to do anything he wants. So I can see where he's going to come before whoever's the body there, and start talking about what he found.
Yeah.
Will be cross-examined, and he's going to establish the evidence of criminality.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of when Comey came up with that press conference on Hillary back a few years ago, and he laid it all out on her, and then he ended by saying, but no reasonable prosecutor, would ever convict her. I mean, it kind of sits out there in everybody's mind that something happened, and it kind of goes against Trump. So I think Trump has to be a little bit concerned about that. I think that's why he probably is trying to keep him quiet, too.
No, I agree. I agree. Marge, excellent points. Always appreciate when you call in. Thank you very much. Let me give out that number one more time, 257-5396, if you want to be a part of the program, part of the discussion, talking about Donald Trump, the fact that he gave an award to Tiger Woods, also the Mueller report, the fact that Donald Trump does not want Robert Mueller to testify. He has said that over the weekend. Again, that number to call is 257-5396.
And, Brian, if it plays out this way, where William Barr in some way doesn't want or keeps Robert Mueller from testifying to Congress, that's going to create an absolute firestorm, right? I mean, that's going to be constitutional crisis is a word that is a phrase we toss around a lot, but I just can't see how the American people would stand for it, and obviously elected lawmakers are going to allow an attorney general that is compromised, an attorney general that right now his credibility is absolutely under fire, and for him to in some way block Robert Mueller from testifying to Congress, I think that would create a very difficult situation for this administration.
I agree. Again, that number to call, 257-5396. Let's go to Dan. Dan, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, Dan?
Well, first and foremost is he can't nominate himself, so he's got to nominate somebody.
That is true. That's a very good point. I think if he could nominate himself, he would give himself every award possible, right?
Yeah. But in all fairness, though, does anybody really remember who has been nominated for this award in the past? Or been awarded this award?
Sadly, no.
Yeah, and so really, I mean, we're making a mountain out of a molehill here.
Right,
I think that, in all honesty, Donald Trump could have nominated anybody for this award, and we've been talking about it, because the man just can't do anything right in the eyes of everybody.
Well,
so,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
It just proves that everything Donald Trump turns into media gold.
No, I don't know if I agree with that.
Everything he touches
it's not gold.
Suddenly is more valuable, because you're totally right. Obama issued 150 of these, and how many were discussed in situations like this?
Well, he didn't give any to last I checked, he didn't give any to somebody for winning
Barack
the Masters.
Obama did it. Yeah. How many times was there a debate about Barack Obama giving the Medal of Freedom to anybody? There was none, right?
Yeah. Appreciate the call, Dan. Thank you. Again, that number to call, 257-5396. Again, 257-5396. Rico, thank you for calling in. What's on your mind?
What's up, Rico?
Hey, you're welcome. First time I ever listen to you guys. I'm trying to figure out what side you guys lean on. Are you left, are you right, or in the middle? I really can't tell based on what you guys said so far.
Well, it's tough because Brian Shapiro is more middle-of-the-road kind of guy. JD leans more right, but I think he's more an economical type mind frame from his standpoint. He's more a typical, not typical, but standard Republican conservative type of man. And especially from an economic standpoint. Myself, I would definitely put myself on the left side of things when it comes to social issues as far as that goes. But when it comes to economics, I have no problem with
so we have a studio
with Ronald Reagan.
And on the left side of the studio, there's a door about 12 feet down, and Chris is actually sleeping inside that door.
We get the point. Go ahead, Rico.
Politically.
Well, let's talk about William Barr, first of all.
Sure.
I think William Barr has done everything that he can do that he should do. He hasn't misled anybody on anything.
Absolutely. Then why is
he
it
lied?
Hold
he lied
on.
to Congress.
Then why is it that Robert Mueller disagrees with you?
Can you repeat that? I didn't quite
Why is it that Robert Mueller disagrees with you? He said it was inaccurate.
He said it was inaccurate because he thought that the press was going to.
No, that's not.
That was not the
that
main
is
reason.
incorrect.
Brian, let me ask you this: Do you believe?
Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me just go by what he said, and then we'll go. First of all, you're watching too much Fox News, okay? Because that is incorrect. I could read you verbatim of what Robert Mueller says. He never brings up the media in the statement he made about Barr being inaccurate in that 4-page summary. So, Rico, with all due respect, you're wrong.
Well, who does he work for?
What does that have to do with it?
Who does
he
Robert
works for the American
Mueller
people.
work
He's the Attorney General of the United States.
Okay.
That's an interesting question you asked because
people have the last say as to what he wants him to do or not to do.
What do you mean?
The last say? What do you mean?
I don't understand.
He's the top.
To testify, he can say, "Don't go testify. You're under my control. You're part of the."
But
DOJ.
Barr didn't say that. You're talking about Barr.
Barr hasn't done that. He hasn't made the decision
Barr
yet.
has
so let's
said,
not
"Go
jump.
ahead."
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right. Well,
what you guys said was that if he prevented him from testifying, there would be a firestorm.
Absolutely, there will be.
Yeah, there
you
would
don't
be.
think there will be in the media? You don't think that people are going to be up in arms, whether it's lawmakers and the American people, if the AG?
We only got
Okay, so the question I was going to ask you, Brian, is: do you think that Robert Mueller is biased? You're big on bias.
No,
you think
I don't.
You don't think he's biased against Donald Trump?
No, I don't.
You don't think
No,
you don't
absolutely
think
not.
at all.
Not at all. He's a Republican.
He's a lifelong Republican, right?
Lifelong Republican.
Yes.
Let's take one more call before we go to break. Martin, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
What's
Sure.
up, Martin?
Go ahead.
Hey, lifetime Republican and embarrassed. Never been more embarrassed of a politician. Can we just have someone that acts presidential? That's all I need.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people want, Martin. You could disagree with policy or agree with policy, but I think one of the most important things about being a president is, what's the word? What does it mean, being presidential? I think we all know what it means. It means don't go after POWs. Don't go after every single person that disagrees with you. Don't be thin-skinned, right? Don't give Tiger Woods a Medal of Freedom award, Martin. I think I think I know where you're going with this, Martin. I do.
Exactly. I can end there. You've gone through it all. I travel abroad, and every time I go to a country, I just hate to tell them where I'm from.
Martin, I like you, my friend. You're one of my favorite callers. Please call back. See, I like Republicans out there because I like Republicans
thanks for the call, Martin.
that can be intellectually honest. And Martin might be one of those people that will not be voting for Donald Trump in 2020. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Continue the conversation on the other side. The number to call 257-5396. You're listening to the Vegas Take. We'll be right back after this. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. Again, a reminder, tomorrow, the owner of the D, Derek Stevens, he's a personality. He's going to be joining us in studio tomorrow to talk about a new sports book that was just approved. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited for Wednesday, too. Not that I'm not excited to talk about Derek Stevens, but Wednesday, Michael Avenatti. That's right. As Fox News, they call him the creepy porn lawyer. I'm going to ask him about that. He's going to be joining us on Wednesday. Boy, do we have a lot of questions to ask him about UNLV. It's crazy. What's that?
We also have the women of Ellis Island, the two.
Well,
Anna-
when you say the women of Ellis Island, that could mean a lot of different things.
Right.
You're talking about the two daughters of the owner of Ellis Island.
I am talking about the two daughters of the owner of Ellis Island.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so we were talking good. So they're coming in Wednesday as well. So we got jam-packed week of guests, and of course Larry Eustace coming up here at the bottom of the hour. So that'll be a lot of fun. We're talking, continuing the conversation about Donald Trump and Tiger Woods, and we got a few people on hold at 257-5396. Again, that number to call 257-5396. Mark, thank you very much for waiting patiently on hold. How are you?
Good.
What's up, Mark?
Well, I was driving home and I heard the last person say he was ashamed of our country. Did I get that correctly?
No,
he was embarrassed when he goes
no. Here's what I said.
Country.
No, that's not what I said. Here's what I said.
No, he said that when he travels abroad, he's ashamed to admit that he's from the United States.
And that was a caller. Yes.
Yeah, that was a caller.
Yeah, that was a caller.
Yeah.
That wasn't us.
Okay. Amazing to me that can be said by an American citizen when we do more for the world than any other country out there.
I don't disagree with that.
So I just can't understand where he's coming from.
Well, I don't know. All I can speak to is my thoughts and my opinions. I can't answer to every caller that calls in. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. I think he's a bad guy. I can give you a number of reasons why. Yes, unemployment's down. Yes, the economy's good. But that is not an excuse for the way he talks to people and the things he says on a regular basis. And I also think giving your friend Tiger Woods the Presidential Medal of Freedom is an embarrassment to the country. I've given reasons for that, Mark. I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for all the callers.
Okay. Well, even though 3 other golfers were given the award also.
Were 3 other golfers that sleep with half of Las Vegas and cheated on their wife
True.
500 times?
I see where you're going with that. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
All right.
And look, I get it. Look, Donald Trump has given that he's fixated with athletes. There's no question. I believe he's given the award to 7 or 8 athletes.
Yeah.
Since he's been in office. So that's something that he has a prevalence for.
He recognizes that athletes influence people, including voters.
Yeah. Mark, did you have something else you wanted to add to that?
I try to catch your show as much as I can, and I'll be honest, I'm a Trump guy,
Which is fine.
I try to catch your show as much as I can on my way home, and I'm just wondering, have you ever complimented
Yes.
Donald Trump?
Yes. I'll give you a few.
I'll
answer that. I'll answer that right now.
I'll
answer.
Trump.
I will answer that right now for you, Mark. Number one, he's an extremely entertaining guy. He always gives me something to talk about on this show. I appreciate him for that. Number one. Number two, he did a good job with TV. He got ratings. Obviously, he knew what he was doing when it was a reality show like The Apprentice.
How about the economy?
I was getting to that if you let me finish. Number three,
no problem. Sorry.
Unemployment is down, which is a very good thing. The economy is doing quite well. And I have said that on numerous occasions. So the problem, though, is that at what cost? Just because the economy is good and just because the unemployment numbers are down does not mean we should give him a pass on attacking POWs or saying horrific things about Gold Star families or women. It's not a pass for kissing the ass of Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. It's not a pass for being a narcissist and attacking Saturday Night Live and spending more time on Saturday Night Live and attacking actors like a guy like an Alec Baldwin than going after people like Vladimir Putin. It's not an excuse.
Okay, well, in my opinion, you guys are just going after little petty stuff.
What did I just say that you consider petty? What did I say?
And I think there's a lot of people like you are in the country right now.
Is the fact that you're whining over
not whining, speaking facts.
You're whining over
not whining.
For example, Russia, which is to me a overrated third-class country.
So it's okay for them to meddle in the elections. That's okay.
No, the focus should be on China and what that country is doing to us.
I fight. That's your opinion. I'm not going to dispute that. But you just said that I was talking about petty things. Okay, going after a POW is not petty. With all due respect,
to him, what he's saying is he prioritizes the economy over things that Trump does personally.
Fine, but he didn't speak that. He didn't say that. He said
that's what he meant, right?
Mark, you said the things that I just mentioned were petty, and I asked you a very specific question. What did I mention in that list of things that you consider petty?
Most of it.
Be specific.
Well, everything compared to what China's doing to us.
Stop saying everything and most. You just called me petty. Hold on a second. You just called me petty. Name me something specific that I mentioned. This is the fourth time now I'm asking you. Okay? Answer the question.
Second time.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Answer the question.
Okay. You can't. You can't.
do it.
Goodbye. I've given you 3 minutes to answer the question. You're petty.
Hey, Mark, I thought that was a pretty good call.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, Mark is
Look,
petty.
when you start talking about policy and issues, we can have debates, whether you're Republican, Democrat, whatever.
Yeah.
When you start talking about the president and the actions that he's taking at times,
you're going to find out that most of the
he's going to get criticized.
in 2020, you're going to find out that most of the country, unless they do travel abroad like that caller, and probably less than 1% actually does that, they're going to vote because Donald Trump helps their life, not because Donald Trump does things that doesn't affect their life.
All right. Well,
that may make him look bad.
We disagree on that. Nothing I have said in the last few minutes, in my opinion, is petty, and he couldn't name anything, and he stuttered. Unless he's got a stutter, I don't know. Maybe he needs a speech impediment.
I thought the SNL thing was a bit petty.
Well, Mark, maybe Mark has a right-wing stutter. 257-5396. Go to Chuck. Chuck, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, Chuck?
What's up, Chuck?
Hey, did you guys talk about Hillary in town yet, or no?
Hillary never became president, right? I don't think she's been in public life
That's
for
not
3
what he
years.
said. That's not what he said.
Hey, Chuck, I'm ready for this conversation. Let's do it.
Hold on. You guys aren't listening. He said he talked about you guys talk about Hillary in town. Chuck, you're right. Hillary and Bill Clinton were at MGM Park. I did not go to the show. I gave my ticket to my producer, who also didn't go to the show. So that was an empty seat, Chuck. That was a snooze fest, and I decided not to go, and I got a free ticket.
Yeah, I got booted out because of my free speech there. I was just wearing a shirt.
Oh, hold on a second. What happened? Tell us what happened.
Yep.
I just had a shirt that said Hillary for prison or something.
What did the shirt say? Please tell us.
Hillary for prison from 2000.
Now that's free speech, right?
Well, hold on a second. So take us through this, Chuck. I'm interested in your story here. And by the way, I think
wanted to go in there. I was
so your constitutional rights were taken away from you.
I didn't even get in the place.
So wait, Chuck.
So Chuck, they just didn't even have to chuck you. They just let you. You had the shirt on, and they didn't even give you a chance.
So you had a ticket to the show, Chuck?
Yeah, $2.
$2.
$2.
Did you ask for a refund?
No, hold on a second.
No.
Did you buy a scalp ticket for $2?
Try and get in there and see what.
All right. Well, Chuck, tell us exactly what happened. Be serious. So you're telling me you're wearing a shirt that said Hillary.
Yeah, and then some security guys, bunch of guys, and some spooks too, I guess. They wear those things in their ear.
All right. Well, listen, I don't.
You can't go in there with that shirt.
I don't support them kicking you out, but I do have a question for you, Chuck. Why would you go see Hillary Clinton if you can't stand her?
If I can, what?
If you can't stand the woman, why would you pay to go see her? That's what I don't understand.
Well, I was going to heckle her in there.
Oh, okay. Look, it's a private event. It's not
not an annoying one. Just
Yeah, but it's not like Brian. It's not a political rally. Okay, she's no longer in public life. She's no longer running as a public servant. Yeah. So it's basically an entertainment event.
I think that's kind of stupid.
Well,
okay, with all due respect to him.
Brian, they're not going to let you go in there with a shirt like that.
You know what? I hate
or
Justin
if you're going to go
Bieber.
in there and have a political protest, it's not a political event.
I'm not a Justin Bieber fan. So am I going to pay to go to see Justin Bieber and then heckle him during his show? That's utterly ridiculous. Do something else with your time, Chuck. 257-5396. I'm glad they kicked him out because he sounds like an idiot. 257-5396. Let's go to Chuck number 2. Chuck, thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. What's up, Chuck? Chucky? Are you there?
Hello, second Chuck.
We lost Chuck number 2. The number to call if you want to be a part of the show again is 257-5396. Again, 702-257-5396. For the life of me, I understand you have free speech, but it's like when you go to a comedy show, you don't want to hear some idiot heckle and heckle and heckle. We're not here to see you, okay? Now, there are a lot of people that were at MGM Park over the weekend that were fans of Hillary and Bill Clinton, obviously. They didn't pay to hear some right-wing morons attack them and heckle them. If you don't like Hillary and Bill Clinton, then don't go to the show. And if you want to hold up stupid signs in front of the MGM Park and you want to protest, fine, go ahead and do that. But I think it is ridiculous. Okay, I think we have Chuck number 2 back on the line. Chuck, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
Do you think protesting is ridiculous?
Hey, so did I hear that you're going to have Avenatti on your show?
That is correct.
Yes.
Avenatti will be on Wednesday.
Oh, so there's going to be 2 creeps on your show that day.
Oh, so you're trying to be funny and saying I'm a creep, Chuck? Is that what you're saying?
You better believe it, brother.
Chuck,
when's your show on the strip?
Can I respond to him?
When's your show on the strip? We want to see it.
Chuck, don't lose your Chuck. I saw you at the porn shop down the street. I saw you walking in there, and then afterwards I saw you go to the massage parlor. You're the creep.
With your mother.
You're the creep. Oh, my mother's a very attractive lady. She would never go for a right-wing moron like you. No, my mother wouldn't be attracted. You probably are disgusting. You probably are disgusting looking, and you call into a show and you have obviously no brains brains and no intelligence. You call in, you try to insult me, and I destroy you. You know, P-brain. 257-5396, the number to call, 702-257-5396. Honestly, Chuck calls somebody else creepy. Chuck is the guy that isn't allowed within 50 feet of a school. I'm telling you.
Chuck.
You got to deliver a punchline better. If you're going to come strong like that, you got to come strong if you're going to come like that. Come on now. That was way weak.
It wasn't that bad.
It was not good.
It was okay.
I believe that was the same caller who called in, and when we were talking about massage parlors and craft, he said he frequents them on Spring Mountain all the time.
He had a lot of experience with it. That is the exact same guy.
You guys remember when Hesh was listening to music from Christopher Moltisanti and The Sopranos, and the music was just atrocious, and Hesh is like, it's not good. Okay? That's what that call was.
Yes.
It's not good.
No, not good at all.
Yeah.
257-5396, the number to call, 702-257-5396. JD, in response to what you said, I know you're watching the Golden State game, but I am talking to you. Yes, in response to what you just said.
Hey man, I can multitask. I'm sorry that you can't.
In response, Johnny, I can't read what you just wrote. You just wrote something on there, so somebody didn't want to go on the air,
but they wanted to pop off.
Stormy is in town.
Is she?
I did not know that.
What establishment would she be frequenting? That's what I want to know.
Somebody called in and just said Stormy was in town. I think it was Chuck that just called in.
I think she's at Deja Vu.
You think
is she
so?
really?
I'm fairly certain that she's at Deja. I think I saw a sign or something.
How about to have her and him on the same time?
No,
I don't think
not
she
at the same time, but different days.
We'll have to call our media representative, Tim Uglesby, over there at Deja Vu.
We'll see if we can get her on Friday.
In response to what you said about me not, protesters and all that, are you allowed to protest? Absolutely. But it's kind of like the culinary union here.
If they want to check this guy to see if he has weapons or guns or whatever that puts Hillary in danger, but if he's wearing a shirt, who cares? Let him in. That is taking away his constitutional rights. Period. He paid for a ticket, did he not?
But he said he was going to heckle.
Who cares?
What do you mean? Who cares? You could kick somebody out for heckling.
Yeah. If he's heckling, he wasn't heckling.
It is a private business.
He didn't even get in.
It is a private business, and they have the right.
Political rally.
Yeah, you're not on a public sidewalk.
She's not running for president.
Business,
He's not
JD.
president anymore. It's a private event.
I don't blame them. 257-5396. Go to Ron. Ron, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind, Ron?
Good evening, gentlemen.
What's up, Ron?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Ron. What's on your mind?
Top notch.
Well, I want to wish your mama a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And all the mothers of the world, because they're really great ladies.
Well, most of them, not all of them.
But in your case, Brian, I'd like to ask your mama, have her call up sometime. I'd like to ask your mama.
Did she bang you? I know what you're going to say. I know. You say, is that, why do you always call up and ask me that question, Ron? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Because you never give me an answer.
Yes, I do. I give you an answer every time. She used me as a spiral. There's your answer.
Have you ever been married, sir?
No, I haven't. Have you?
Close.
I'm going to guess you.
Oh yeah.
Three ex-wives?
I got 3 sons and a daughter.
So have you?
That doesn't mean you're married. You could not be married and still have kids.
But in the meantime, you see, if you had never had a child, you wouldn't get what I'm getting at.
Trust me, nobody gets what you're getting at. Trust me, there's not one person. There's not one person in Las Vegas that gets what you're getting at.
I have one question for you right now. Which alcoholic beverage are you drinking as we speak?
Somebody extended their Cinco de Mayo fiesta and called into the Vegas Take today.
Goodbye.
It happened.
257-5396. We got another Ron on the line. Ron, thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
What's up, Ron?
Hey, Brian, it's Ron the Jew. How are you, man?
What's up, Ron? What's going on, my friend?
Hey, bro. I like you, but I'm just calling in on your side. Make sure that you bring in a can of Lysol when Avenatti gets done, okay? 'Cause you're just, dude. We're opposites, but I like you. But this guy here, I don't want him to get his stuff on you.
Well, Ron, I'm going to tell you why I want him on the show, and you could tell me what you think about this, and I think JD will agree with me and back me up on this one. First of all, we want to ask him some local questions about UNLV, because apparently he has some dirt on the UNLV program and Nike and Brandon McCoy. So that's number one. That's a local story, and I do believe he's telling the truth on that.
And let's be honest, he has a lot of information.
Of
Avenatti
course.
knows some things.
So, Ron, I want to ask him about this FBI investigation because it's fascinating to me. Obviously, he made a very big mistake in trying to extort Nike, but I want to ask him about that, number one. Then number two, I want to ask him about what it was like going in and getting interviewed by Tucker Carlson. This guy's made the rounds. He's talked to everybody. What happens at the end of one of those interviews? When they go at it, do they shake hands? Do they go to fisticuffs? I mean, I want to know what happened at the end of that interview, and I also want to get his opinions on Michael Cohen and all these people around the Trump administration. Look, this was a guy,
and I'm going to ask him about the R. Kelly situation.
Yes, we could ask him about R. Kelly, and keep in mind, Ron, this is a guy that
for your safety.
Ron, 4 or 5 months ago, this guy, people were talking about him possibly running for president.
In fact, he's still 35-1 on several offshore books.
Go ahead, Ron.
For Democratic
I hope
candidate.
I hope I answered your question. Now, those are the things that are important to me.
Yeah, you did. I'm just looking out for your guys. Make sure you put up a plexiglass separator, okay, so he doesn't accidentally spit in your eye when he talks.
Look. What separates him from a Robert Shapiro or a Johnny Cochran? What separates him from this? I think this guy's a scumbag who's representing the Covington kids. What separates him from people like that extort the system and want to take as much money as possible? I mean, honestly, how about some of these injury attorneys in Las Vegas? Not all of them. I have a great attorney, by the way, but there are some attorneys in Las Vegas that they're just ambulance attorneys. What separates him from some of these other attorneys?
Yeah, meat wagon attorneys. You're absolutely
exactly.
Right.
Look,
right.
Ron, I'm with you. I'm not a big, as a whole, I'm not a huge fan of many attorneys. I think there are some really good people out there that are doing a good job, but I also think it's kind of like what I say about some of these criminal defense attorneys that they represent somebody like an R. Kelly, for example, a pedophile, or a Bill Cosby, right? What kind of human being are you when you represent, or like a Scott Peterson, you represent people like that, and then the defense is, well, I'm just defending the Constitution and they deserve defense. While that might be true, how do you go to sleep at night, your conscience, knowing that O.J. Simpson got out after killing 2 people?
I'll tell you the answer, because all you care about is money.
Well, I'm with you on that. I'm just I'm thinking about buying a Stormy doll, but
Hey, aren't the prices on those getting kind of high? I would get in now. We've seen some of those dolls at the porn expo, and they're kind of amazing.
Ron, before I let you go, I want to ask the same people in studio the question I'm going to ask you. What do you think the Vegas odds are that Michael Avenatti had sex with Stormy Daniels? Let him answer first.
You know what? I don't know. I would think Stormy would want something a little better. I don't know, dude. What do you think?
I think it's a pick 'em. I think it's minus 110 both ways.
Absolutely not.
No, I think it's minus 550. Yes,
I put it minus 745.
You guys are nuts. I don't think.
You just said sleep with one time. That's not what the caller's talking about. A relationship, I guess. We don't need to get into that. Just one time, right? One time, Michael Avenatti and Stormy went at it.
I'm guessing it was several times.
I would say
for the
minus
record,
750. I'm going to go from minus 745 to minus 750. Okay.
For the record, Ron, I will say that Stormy Daniels did say that Donald Trump was very small and he didn't last very long. So I just wanted to add that in there as well. I know you're a Republican. I didn't want to. Yeah, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but yeah, that's just the truth. Ron.
No, it doesn't hurt my feelings. I mean, that's his business.
Ron, it is always good to hear from you, my friend. I appreciate the call. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call, Ron.
It was funny he's bringing up spraying down the studio, though, once Michael comes in here. It might be a recreation of what happened over the weekend, right, Shap? You had a chance to hang out with Jeff Ross as well as Jimmy Kimmel as well. Yeah. And Jeff Ross had a nice roast for you where he was talking about that.
For people that don't know what Chris is talking about, let me give a little background on it. So Jimmy Kimmel, who grew up in Las Vegas, he said he grew up on Spring Mountain and Jones.
Yes.
Jimmy Kimmel just opened up a new comedy club over the weekend. It's a fantastic club. It's right across from Brooklyn Bowl. It's right down there in the middle of the Strip. So I go to the comedy club with a friend of mine, and I had no idea Jimmy Kimmel was going to be there. I walk right into the room. I'm getting seated, and all of a sudden I see Jimmy Kimmel there. I shake his hand. I take a picture with him. He could not have been nicer. He told a story about how he used to babysit this girl back in the day when he was a young kid, and he had met her the night before in Vegas, and now she's like an attractive woman, and it was really awkward. He told me that story. And then right next to him was Jeff Ross, the Comedy Central roaster.
Yes.
And Jeff Ross had me come up on stage, and he roasted me for like 5 minutes, and it felt like I was in a dream because I'm a big fan of Jeff Ross, and so I was all for it, man.
And the reason why I referred it to that caller, though, is because he brought up the whole, you look like you could have an STD kind of thing.
Well,
it's interesting who Jeff Ross's doppelganger is, though, isn't it?
It is. It's a local radio personality here in town. And if you get a chance to see the picture sometime, which a lot of you, I'm sure, the listeners out there will not get a chance to do, you will recognize immediately who we were talking about.
Let me.
It's uncanny.
Let me do this. Speaking of Michael Avenatti, before we take a break, I'm going to break here in a second. But before I do, if you have a question that you would like us to ask Michael Avenatti on Wednesday, find our Twitter page, which is @TheVegasTake. Give us a question, and there is a very good chance we will ask that question. So check us out again on Twitter @TheVegasTake. What would you like me to ask Michael Avenatti or JD? We will gladly ask the question so long as it is appropriate. No, I'm not going to ask Avenatti if he had sex with Stormy Daniels. Not going to do that. I'm not going to call him the creepy porn lawyer. I'm going to be respectful to him because I'd like to think that I'm respectful to all of our guests. Maybe not some of the callers that say stupid things, but somebody takes the time to come on our show. I am going to be respectful, but at the same time, we're going to ask him difficult questions.
And like it or not, Michael Avenatti is involved in some really, really big things.
Oh, and as Shap brought up,
and he has been.
There is a very relevant local story that getting information from him is going to be key.
No doubt. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got to talk about this debacle, what was the end of the Kentucky Derby. I've never seen anything like it before in my life, not in a big race like that one. The winner and the favorite getting disqualified. So the guy we have coming on, he's a horse expert, and he happens to be a former basketball coach, a pretty good basketball coach. Larry Eustace is going to be joining us. He used to bet professionally on the ponies. I want to figure out what the hell happened. Why did it happen? Have we ever seen anything like that happen before? And what if you had a boatload of money? I heard somebody had $10 million, collectively on the horse that was disqualified, which is, you want to talk about a bad beat. So we're going to get to that when we come back. We got Chris Wynn in studio. Of course, J.D. Sharp to my left. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this with Larry Eustace. You are listening to The Vegas Take on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDWN.